And we
happen
spend
for
lots of
everything.
time and effort to develop a functioning CIP, and nobody looks at it.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we will convene the zoning board of adjustment for the town of Madison. It is November 20th at 6 p.m. So welcome, everyone. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Bill, would you like to lead us?
Sure. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. So I'm Sharon Schilling. I'm the acting chairman for tonight. Drew Gentile, the normal chairman, is not available tonight. He's excused. To my left is George Rao, a acting regular member of the zoning board. To my right, Bill Dempster, you're an alternate?
No.
No, you're a regular member,
Yep,
yes.
full time.
Martin Olson, who is the planning board representative. Jennifer Scaife, who is an alternate member.
I'm an alternate too.
Oh, are you? As well? Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right, you are.
I wouldn't be at this table if I
Oh,
wasn't.
you're alternate already.
And then Jake Martin, who is also an alternate. So it seems we have more alternates and as many alternates as regular members tonight. Because of some of the cases that we're going to look at, especially the short-term rental case, we do need a 5-member board if we can get that. So in that case, we have a quorum with the 3 of us, but what we don't have is a 5-member board, and those entities are entitled to a 5-member board if we can provide them one. It is the individual's choice that if we are unable to provide a 5-member board, that they could defer to the next time we have a 5-member board. But seeing as how we have 2 alternates,
Actually,
Three.
3 alternates, but with short-term rentals, Mark is recused because he sits on the planning board, so we would elevate Jake Martin and Jennifer Scaife from alternate members to regular members for voting purposes tonight, and all the things that go with it. So, Kate, you have something to say?
And
Your
Bill.
mouth-
Bill's gotta recuse.
Bill has to recuse himself.
Bill has to
I'm sorry.
recuse himself, that's
I'll try
right.
to tell you.
But, yeah, sorry.
I'll keep you on track.
Bill also recused himself
Right.
from short-term rentals. All the more reason. Well, then that really actually only gives us a 4-member board. But since there is no one here for short-term rentals tonight, including their lawyer, I am going to presume they have no objection to the fact that we're going to run with a 4-member board for that piece of it. Okay, so nomination to elevate both Jennifer Scaife and Jake Martin to voting members. Anyone want to make that nomination since we're about the only ones?
You wanna go sit?
Yeah, we'll have to go sit up.
Yeah, that's okay. We can wait until I bring them. I make a motion that Jennifer and Jake both be elevated to regular members. Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. They're elevated. Okay.
Any communications with the attorney?
Yes. Okay, and I know that there is no one here for this. Normally, if there were people here for this portion of it, for the short-term rental cases, I would have flipped the agenda and had the variance go first. But I believe that this portion, because the lawyer has requested a continuance due to those court cases still sitting on the judge's desk awaiting, the case has been heard, we're awaiting the decision. And we had agreed back in, May, that
Actually,
we,
it started in January, but it's progressively been going.
well, it's been going since probably last year,
My life.
September, October timeframe, June maybe, I think,
Yeah.
of '23. These cases have taken quite a bit. And I recognize that there is a sense of expediency that the public is entitled to, but I do believe that waiting to hear the results of those original cases that are before the court is important to the outcome of the rest of these cases. It will determine to a certain extent what happens with the rest of these court cases. Some of them, not necessarily all of them, some of them hinge on those decisions, but there is also a second court case that brings into question the definition of a motel, which will also need to be determined by the court. All of the cases hinge on that, or not hinge on it, but are affected by that decision. So as a result, the lawyer had already asked that we do a continuance from May to November, but now we're going to go from November to January, I believe it is?
February.
February. Oof. Okay, to February, in order to make sure we have those decisions. I am in receipt of a letter from Ms. Kathy Koziel from 7 Lakeview Drive. I'm presuming this was in case you were not available?
That is correct.
Okay, would you like to read your own letter, or would you like me to read it into?
You could, no, I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
do it.
So
Okay,
if you-
is this part of public comment, or is it because it's part of this case?
Oh, well, this was under the public hearing part, so.
Okay.
So it's under the public hearing, so I would need to swear you in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
okay. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So letter that I submitted to Kathy Kozel, 7 Lakeview Drive. So the letter that I submitted to the ZBA, because I wasn't sure whether I was going to still be in New Hampshire at this time, but I am. It states that back on May 15th of 2024, there were 8 short-term rental cases that at the request of Attorney Matt Johnson were continued for 6 months, as has been previously stated. 5 other cases were actually moving forward. And 2 of those cases have been solved and are no longer cases, they've been closed, and 3 of them have been filed with the New Hampshire courts. As we approach that deadline, which is today, I respectfully ask the ZBA not to continue 5 of those 8 cases. None of their appeals to the ZBA argued that there is a prior rental history of March of 2022 on those 5, and currently there are no cases moving forward with that condition. So basically, the 3 cases that are being heard by the courts now that have been denied by the ZBA, their appeal has been denied, and they have filed against the town of Madison. All 3 of them are claiming some level of prior renting to March of 2022. When the definition changed to rentals must be 30 days or longer. So those cases are not arguing that that their argument is that they were renting before March of 2022. And I did go to the hearing, and the judge asked Attorney Johnson about whether or not he would have a more challenging time hearing a case where there was no rentals prior to March of 2022. And Attorney Matt Johnson for the short-term rental owners said, paraphrasing, yes, that is going to be much more difficult. So there's 2 very distinct groups of cases. Ones that have had some rental before March and some that have none. So the cases basically on the list on the agenda, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases, so 2319 through 2325, had no claim of prior renting to March of 2022. So none of the cases going forward are going to, I'm trying to think what the right word would be, to have a judge say that the language in our ordinance is valid. So they're not testing the language of the new ordinance. All they're doing is saying that they may have had some prior renting, and therefore you either may or may not be able to ban them from doing that. 2 of those 5 cases actually have been sold. So and if I could speak to Kate, has Attorney Johnson withdrawn those 2 cases?
He hasn't. I sent him an email back on November 4th and asked him if he was going to, if the new owners wish to continue their appeals, and I didn't hear from him, so I sent him another email on November 13th and said, did you have a chance, and no rush, to talk to the new owners of 3 Grimsel Road and 4 Jungfrau Road?
Right.
And I haven't heard back, so I haven't.
That's
heard
case
back.
number 23, 22, and 24. So those 2
Right.
have been sold. So,
Yeah, 22 and 24, yeah.
so just, I guess basically my point is that it would seem to make sense to allow those other cases to go forward, because it's basically 2 different decisions by the courts. One, whether or not our language will be upheld,
And the other one is because they had prior renting, they can continue to do so. So these 5 cases fall into the category of there's no prior renting. Will our ordinance stand up to scrutiny by the courts? And until we let one of those go forward, we are not going to know that. Does that make sense? Okay,
Anything else?
that's it, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anybody else?
Anyone else?
Only thing I'll say to it is that these aren't requests for variances. These are appeals of administrative decisions. If we do not give them the chance to present, I feel like it's a lack of due process and we're opening ourselves up.
True. And I think, as I stated earlier, part of this also is the review of the definition that we applied for a motel, and that does apply to every single case. And that definition was developed well before the March of '22 ordinance, and has been in our zoning regulations, zoning ordinances since I believe 1987 when they were created. So in those 3 cases that you're talking about, that will apply to them. So part of this waiting on a decision waits on the determination for that piece as well. Do you have anything, George?
No, I agree with, yeah, I think we have to hold.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll make a motion. I make a motion to continue cases 23, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 25 until the February
15?
20, it's on my phone, February 20th.
February 20th, 2025 zoning board of adjustment meeting, 6 p.m. located lower level of the town hall.
Good job.
You did a good job.
I've learned my lesson.
I'm right here, Ted, like children.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. I do, Kate, though, maybe I should have brought this up first, was that if for some reason there is a 2025 request for continuance, a February request for additional continuance.
I think we have to renotice because I'm getting,
Yes.
I've talked about this, because properties are being sold.
Sold.
Butters are changing and,
Right.
yeah.
It's odd because the cease and desist letters were sent to the homeowners, which then incur the fines, but it's a property usage being affected, so.
Correct.
It's odd.
So I think what I would like to see as just an administrative piece of this is that when we notify Attorney Johnson that the continuance has been granted, that he is made aware that should this, I even think for the February one, new notices need to be sent out.
Motion though,
Yeah, we've already made a motion to
right, it should be included.
You can include that.
So can we make a second motion to include in the first motion?
subject to the sale.
You could do that, or in February, you could move it to March and be like, if we want to move it beyond this, it has to be renoticed. Can we amend the motion? I don't know.
Just trying to think how these cases, I mean, these were from May, so we haven't touched them since May. We know 2 of them have already sold,
Right, and one,
But we know that our butters are,
but I don't,
they come to those meetings, so they should be renoticed.
right,
um,
because the 2 properties that sold, how do I know if they know?
correct. How do you know that they
I think they do,
know?
because I think Attorney Johnson may have been in touch with them, he's waiting to hear back from them, but I don't have anything.
You don't have
asked.
anything official that
Right. No,
indicates
I've
that
asked
those
twice,
new
and I
owners
haven't
are
heard
aware.
back. And I know he's busy, but I
Right.
don't know, maybe, he's waiting to hear back from them. So I don't know
So,
what I should do.
So given the length of time that this has been since they originally started and now we're going to February, it's going to be easily a year that these have been in process. I do think that it's prudent to have the abutters re-noticed. And so I think, That's a
You have
whole
to
lot of
withdraw
work.
the motion then. The
No, we
motion's-
can just make a second
And we-
motion.
We can amend
Yeah.
it, yeah.
We can make a second motion that in conjunction
Okay.
with the first motion.
I make a second motion.
Okay.
that in conjunction with the first motion, abutters to, where's my case list go?
You
That-
want all of them? Before you make the motion, do we want all of the abutters notified in each case? Because we don't know who else has sold.
Well,
And who else has
I
it?
do, I checked.
Of these that have changed hands, we don't know how many abutters to these have
That's my
changed hands
point. We don't
too.
know how many
So
abutters.
So if you
Two
just,
sold.
good for
Right.
one, good for all, I would say.
Correct. Then
Because it's
that's-
been so long.
It has been so long, and I think that we are not aware, this board is not necessarily aware, Kate's is not tasked with tracking who sells their property and who doesn't. But not necessarily the abutters, you do for the
No, I do
cases.
for the cases, right.
But we don't know if the abutters
Yeah,
have
I
sold.
couldn't. I'd be searching title everywhere.
Correct, and I think that it would behoove these cases, to have the abutters re-noticed.
I would say in each case, yes.
In every case, in all of these cases, in all of the pending cases. Sir,
Who are we compelling to do
the
this?
attorney, well, the applicants bear the brunt of that. Correct, Kate?
No,
That-
well, the attorney will have
Yeah.
to give me certified mailing. See, we're not gonna have new application fees, it would just be
No.
certified mailing fees, and I'd have to do notices for each one, and then he'll have to provide me checks for
Each one of to pay
each
for the
case,
abutters.
Each case,
Yeah.
each case of all the abutters in each case. So there'll be,
And you can do that? You can compel the applicant to re-notify? Because we've legally continued these meetings.
We have legally continued the meetings based on the request from the attorney. I think only once did we ever continue them because we lacked a quorum, Kate, or we lacked 5 members?
we continued it in May from Attorney Johnson's request.
Correct. But the continuances prior to that, right,
You're asking
going back
That's
to
my brain.
like May or June of 2023,
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's,
the-
I'd have to
there
go
was
through that.
one time where the continuance was
Well,
requested
there's
by
a few
us.
times we didn't have a 5-member, we couldn't offer a 5-member board.
but he
Quite a
didn't,
few
he
times.
proceeded with
He
4.
proceeded in all but one case, I believe, in all but one instance.
No, he didn't. Some of them he did not want to proceed because he didn't have a 5-member board. That's why it kept getting
This,
passed along. I didn't bring any of the files down because I didn't think I'd read them tonight, so if you want me to get one, I can tell you what was continued.
why don't we do this until we know for sure if we can compel them to renotice? Why don't we just do it to February, and then if we get to February, we can continue them to March and be like, but they must be renoticed as a condition of the continuance in February?
Because you could deny at that point.
Yeah.
I could, sorry,
You could deny.
we can
And
deny.
we
That's what I was
can, we
gonna
can
say.
continue without the approval of the applicant too. We can continue for whatever reason we want.
True,
You could deny without prejudice and.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
why don't we do that?
I was just trying to
until-
get the notices out to any new abutters earlier rather than later, but
He
in
raised
the,
a good point though, I didn't think about that. But I see where you're coming from, where it's been so long.
Yeah,
that-
I totally agree with you.
And abutters
But-
have a right to
To
know,
know.
so. Who knows, the town
But
might
I'm
have.
certainly realtors would have notified them.
Kate, are we authorized to, I mean, we have meetings between now and February.
December,
Yeah, we have a December meeting.
June.
In January, 2 meetings.
Yeah, could we not put this on our, so that,
I mean, you could
yeah.
have just
put an agenda item on?
continued it a month or
Yeah.
2 months and not to February. I mean, you have the option to do that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because we know the judgment's not gonna be back in December.
I
And
know,
that just
working-
then
I
makes
work for
us-
the courts.
Hmm.
All right, well then,
Let's get through the judgment first. Because we're assuming it'll be in by February.
You could have, I mean, in your motion, you could say that, that was the last continuance to February, And if another continuance is requested, new set of notices will need to go out at the applicant's expense. I mean, we could do that.
He raised the question of if we're allowed to compel them to do it though.
Yeah.
So I think we want an answer on that before we put it into a motion.
Is that a Chris Bolton question?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
can
Certainly,
I actually
Mr.
spent a lot of time
Dempster.
today looking this subject up. And you can, as Mark said, deny based on, deny with.
Without prejudice.
Yeah, and then they're allowed to come back and reapply with no penalty, no penalty. And I think they would send out notices.
Does that
I remember reading
apply
that.
to appeals of administrative decisions though?
I'm sorry?
Does that apply to appeal of administrative decisions? Not just variances?
No. That's what I read out. It was 676 or 674, 17. I think.
I think I would feel more comfortable with it, Chris.
So I think that's a fair question for Attorney Bolt.
The things you never knew about zoning, right?
Hot button topic.
Well, I don't know that I'm gonna find what I'm looking for without.
What are you looking for? I have it.
Yeah, Kate's got it.
I think I know what you're looking for, and I have it. Is that what you're looking for? That was sent to.
Yes.
Both of us. I just remember.
Right,
I'll just take that back, don't lose it on me.
yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
I mean, this could very well be a case law issue.
Yeah.
It could have no statutory definition, but based on previous court decisions, based on timeline, who knows?
Nobody has Chat GTP? You can ask AI.
World would be a better place, that solved everything.
Okay, so. I do think at this point then, in order to sort of amend that motion to this being the last time that a continuance will be granted, and that should there be a continuance for any other reason, that the applicants would have to re-notify and do that. So I think, Kate, that would require us to withdraw that motion, the current motion,
Never did that before.
with, go ahead.
What gives us, like, I'm just curious, can we compel them to do that? I don't know. If that's within our power.
We can.
Okay. How do we withdraw a motion?
I think we take a vote to withdraw the motion. Make a motion to withdraw the motion. And second it, and then vote, and
Rename it.
and then we create another new motion.
So did you make that motion?
I will make that motion. I make a motion that we withdraw the previous motion that was voted on and approved by the ZBA.
Second.
George seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous? Okay. Now let's word a new motion.
Jake's motion that was on the floor, I'm just gonna, he's talking about renoticing, I'm just gonna
Just cross it
Yeah.
out.
get rid of it.
Because we're going to include that
Too
in this new
confusing.
motion.
I never finished it, so.
I
it
know,
doesn't
you
matter,
didn't
but-
too.
Right.
Okay, so now you're gonna do a motion.
Motion to continue cases 23, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, and 25 to the February 20th, right?
Mhm. February 20th of 2025.
2025
Yep,
ZBA meeting, 6 PM, lower level town hall,
yep. And
with the condition that if they are
Yep.
to be continued beyond that, abutters need to be
okay,
renoticed
with the condition of continuance
beyond said date.
beyond to 2025. That,
A new set of notices.
well, butters would have to be noticed.
Butters in all cases would need to be renoticed.
All
At the
cases-
applicant's expense.
Yep. All cases would need to be noticed. Okay. All right, now you gotta vote on it.
Can you read it
I'll
back?
second it first of all. Oh.
I just want to make sure we get it right.
Yeah, read it.
Motion to continue cases 23, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna read them all out loud, but
Right.
it's gonna be 23 through 25 to February 20th, 2025, at the ZBA meeting at 6 o'clock in the lower town hall, Madison, with the condition of the continuance to not go beyond February 20th to 25, and that abutters in all cases would need to be renoticed at the applicant's expense.
That the continuance not go beyond 2/20/25 unless abutters are renoticed at
Unless
applicant's expense.
abutters in all cases.
Yes.
In all cases.
In all cases are renoticed. Yep, gotcha.
Okay, you want to read that back again? Just so that we,
Okay, motion to continue cases 23, we all know it's all of them, through 25, to February 20th, 2025, at the ZBA meeting at 6 PM, located in Town Hall, lower level, with the condition of continuance to not go beyond February 20th, 25, unless abutters in all cases are renoticed at the applicant's expense.
That's
Wait
my
a
motion.
second.
Good, second.
second, all in favor?
Vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
That was a trying one.
Yeah.
All right.
Minutes for the minute.
Jennifer, could you give that to Jake to give to Kate, please?
I can indeed.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back.
Okay.
She specifically said June.
Thank you.
Yeah, she did. Taking away my only job here, Mark.
Okay, moving on, case 24-07. Kate, you want to read the notification? I'll let you catch up.
Nope, that's okay. All right. So, all certified mails were sent out on October 30th. And I have received everybody's back except for cards for 2 abutters, but that doesn't mean anything, that everybody's been noticed. So we're good there. It's posted in the town hall, lower level, upper level, Silver Lake, and Madison Post Office on the 30th. And I sent a request to the Conway Daily Sun on October 31st, and it's published in the Conway Daily Sun on November 1st, 2024. We are good.
Good turnaround. That was really something. One
I
day.
did it quick. I asked her to do it quick.
Okay, and case 2407 is a variance request from Lisa. You'll have to forgive me, I cannot pronounce your last name.
DiNocenzo.
DiNocenzo, Executive Director / applicant of Beckett Academy, 2142 Village Road, tax map 233, lot 010-001, from Article 5, Section 5.9A of the zoning ordinance to permit an 8x10 shed to be placed on the property. Okay, and all of you are here to testify, discuss. Okay, so if you'd all stand up and raise your hands.
Do you wish to speak?
Do you wish to speak during this?
Pardon?
Do you wish to speak?
I'll need to ask some questions.
Certainly, okay,
Bear
then,
with
yeah.
me, I have just turned 93 and I can hardly,
God bless you.
Bless you, right.
No, I will make sure to speak a little louder.
I will do the best I can. Speak a little louder.
No, I will.
My son is with me, he doesn't hear, but I don't see.
Okay,
And I limp.
Let's swear you in.
okay, so, yeah,
Okay.
we'll swear you in. Do you swear the testimony you're about to
Provide,
will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
under penalty of perjury.
Under penalty of perjury? Thank you. All right. One, two, three, yes, because we only have 4. We have to elevate.
Bill's
Bill.
full. No, Bill's
No, Bill's a
full.
regular
Bill's
member.
good.
Bill's good. You 3 are good. You're the
We
full.
3 are good.
We're
One
You need to
of us-
elevate 2.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
I have
do
no
I have to
preference.
do it again?
Yeah.
Case by case.
Case by case, right, okay. I make a motion to elevate both Jake Martin and Jennifer Scaife from alternate to regular members for the purposes of case number 24-07.
Seconded.
Second, all in favor?
hi.
Aye, okay. You're elevated yet again.
Can I vote against it? No.
No, no, because you can't vote until you're elevated.
It's a catch-22.
It is.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, yeah, she voted against her elevation, yeah. No, I don't want to be elevated.
All right, I need the checklist. Where's that? I'm pretty sure I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. Private versus public. Do you have it? Do you have a copy?
I don't think so.
Kate, do you have a copy of the,
I
I thought I had it with the, with the cases.
No, checklist.
Checklist.
Jordan
I have
does,
the
and
case.
I-
Right here.
Got it?
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you need copies, man? Like, we don't want to make one.
I could have sworn I put it with the minutes, right behind the minutes.
And that.
Building application.
I always have extra copies.
Procedure checklist.
Thank you.
Good.
Perfect.
I got your back.
You rock. Overview. Okay, have to poll the board for a conflict of interest. George? No, I do not.
No.
I do not.
Nope.
Okay. Seeing as there's no conflict of interest, let's write this on here, 24-07. No. Say again?
Regional impact.
Right. Poll the board for, I was going through the waiver requests first, if there's any
Cool.
waiver requests. Regional impact, the board will vote on whether the application, if approved, is of regional impact. Does anyone see any regional
I
impact?
do not.
No.
No No regional impact. Okay. Are there any waiver requests? No, we do have the certified plot plan, is that what, did I see that?
Yep.
It is, it's kind of written on, but it is.
That's from the one from 2010?
I got one here. Yes.
Yeah, you should have. Yep. Nope, that's a copy.
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Yep, there's different sketchings on them, so
Case
I
sent
included them all.
attached to her email, and then this-
There, I'm sorry, Kate?
There were different sketchings
Yeah.
on these, on 3 of these, of the same certified plot plan, but there were different sketchings on all 3, so I just put them all together in packets. But some of them were with the building permit, so. But I think if you look at the one that's highlighted with
I was gonna-
66 feet, that is the one you
Yeah.
want to go with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that looks like it has everything
It's got
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
one. I
Yeah.
just included everything that they gave me, so.
Yeah, it has all the pins and everything on it.
I think
Better
one
to-
was defining the setback from back line, one was defining the setback from center line.
Yeah,
So if I'm reading this right, looks like from the center line on Village Road is 66 feet?
To the edge of where the shed would be?
Yes.
And then from the edge of the corner, that 47 feet, what is that to?
Let's let them make their presentation first.
We're jumping way ahead, we haven't even done the waiver yet, Bill. Ooh, back up.
Well, I'm asking the question on the waiver because,
I have questions on it too.
yeah, if the numbers are all messed up, it's like we've had a couple cases like this before.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, criteria. Yeah.
Just push
So we're just gonna procedural things first.
Okay. So there are no waiver requests, correct?
No.
All right, so no waiver requests, and then we'll proceed. Okay, we already swore in everyone who's wants to speak. And so, I'm sorry, I'm terrible and I forgot your name already.
We'll ask
Your
you to come up to the microphone, state your name.
State your name and then state your case.
Okay, so my name is Lisa DiNocenzo, and we are looking to place a 8x10.
I'm sorry, can you hear her?
He's hard of hearing.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Like my son.
The mic might need to be brought up and pointed upwards. And it's not so we can hear you, it's so that
Okay.
people online can hear you.
So we are looking to place a 8x10 shed onto the property. We actually had drawn it on, if you're looking at the building from the road to the left-hand side of it. However, George and I had a conversation, he came by, and we actually think that it would probably be better on the right-hand side of the building, because where the land is in the back, you know, it kind of drops down, and that's not our property, it's the other person's property, and so, you know, maybe for fear of erosion or whatnot, it seems like it would be situated better on the right-hand side of the building.
As you stand in front of it, do you?
As you stand in front of the building, looking at the building straight ahead.
You're standing in the road.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side.
Well, then we
So
don't
based on
know.
this picture, instead of it being here, here you would want it over here?
Yes.
There's different
It's a different application.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's
gonna
what
change
we
the
were talking
location,
about,
you have
yeah.
to change the application.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it may be a better location, but
Because
this
less erosion,
application
we
isn't
meet that
relevant.
75 feet back.
Okay.
We just don't meet the back one or
point in
the two
discussing
back
that.
ones,
But that would be,
and there's no erosion there.
It'd be a second
Discussion.
application.
you would have to withdraw this
This,
application.
without prejudice, you
Well-
withdraw this application and resubmit the changes to this application.
You would have to
Yeah,
get a new building permit, be denied, and then reapply.
Reapply.
Yeah.
or not be denied, who knows, yeah.
No, it would still be denied
Because of the
it's not
backs, the
We
setbacks
don't
on
have
the back
enough
line.
back. In the front, it's 66, not 75.
Excuse me?
66.
Yes, ma'am.
Your first thought was to have it as you face the building,
On the left,
on the left,
yep,
Heading
beside
up
the
the hill.
building, all the way, yeah,
near my house. So now you think maybe you'll have it on the other side?
yes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be.
Is that where your well is over there too? right?
Yeah,
It
well,
is.
right there.
So we were thinking about putting it several feet to the left of the well, so it
Yep.
would be, there'd be access to.
Okay, so if the discussion that you're having is that you would not like to put the shed here, that you want to put it on the other side, we would request that you withdraw this application, and so that you can submit a correct application for where the shed would go, with the correct parameters. Like we need the distances from the center line of the road, from the back of where the property line is, from the side property line, where that shed will actually sit, so that should we decide to grant a variance, those measurements, the proper measurements, can be used in that determination.
Yeah.
Right now, without showing where those are, we would be winging it, and we don't want to do that.
No, it's not right.
It's not
I
proper.
don't think we can.
And I don't
It's not
think
our
we can.
purpose, we can't.
No.
We can't say,
No,
oh, it's
because-
this, but it isn't, you know.
So,
So
Because
there's nothing to discuss.
we can't, because Bob Boyd denied for
Right.
this
This,
location.
Yeah.
correct,
Correct.
So we need a denial for
for
the
the
other
new
side.
location.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So we'll withdraw.
It does,
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll withdraw it.
you withdraw?
yeah.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
thank you, yes. Because
Do we need a
otherwise,
motion on withdrawal, Mark? Or anything?
Yeah.
Without prejudice?
say again,
I
Kate?
think there's something to cover us.
Right, we just accept their motion?
Yeah, to accept.
Make a-
Accept the
our-
request to
Accept their
withdraw.
request?
Make a motion to accept the request for withdrawal without prejudice on case 2407.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Mark, you're gonna say something additional?
I'm
I wondered
Jennifer.
what the abutters' concern were.
Well, her concern, she said her concern was that when it was going to be on this left-hand side,
Yep.
this was next to her property. But now that it's gonna be on the other side,
It may
you
or
have
may not.
less of a concern?
Would that be a much of a concern for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, does your concern completely go away?
Pretty much.
Okay, well, she'll still have an opportunity to come.
She'll still be,
She'll still be in a butter.
she'll be re-notified.
Yes,
And I didn't know where you were going to place.
yes, sir.
Has it gotta be certain feet away from the boundary line like this?
We
Yes.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be. 25 feet from boundary, 75 feet from the center line of the road.
To be within code.
So now your thoughts are to put, as you stand in front of the garage, it would be on the right-hand side,
Right.
Correct.
In the back, yes,
in the back,
In the back, sort of, yep.
yeah,
Yep.
near the well.
near the well.
Yeah.
Away from the boundary line. I know, certain amount of feet, right?
You'll still be
Yeah,
near
as
one
much as
boundary
we
line,
can.
which will
As
be
much-
out of,
Yeah.
you'll have to get a variance on.
You'll have to, yeah.
So,
You'll submit the building permit. Bob will come out. If it's not 25 feet from side and back lines, he'll notice
Yeah.
you and say you can't do this. You'll submit for a new variance. You'll be case number 2408 or something like that.
Would that be quite visible from the street?
No,
And all of those questions will get answered during that process,
Yeah.
once we know where that shed will be located.
Next time.
Okay? Anything further? No?
Anything further?
Well, then, thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
free to stay and attend, but
this is where it gets real boring.
I was gonna say, thrilling stuff.
certainly,
know what the answer
We
is,
really
but
haven't met.
because they withdrew, they're gonna bring me a brand new application, they're gonna have to
Yes.
submit the fees and everything,
Yep.
correct?
yes.
I mean, they have
Yes.
to
Change your mind, it goes.
Yes.
They were denied those measurements.
And
by
now they
both
came to the
of them.
hearing with a whole different.
Correct,
Idea. Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's supposed to
I
change your
denied
mind.
their application twice, so that's why I wanna make sure that
My
I.
husband and
That's
Yep,
not
no.
our problem.
And I wanna make sure that, Lisa,
I'm familiar with the
I'm sorry, I wanna make sure you're aware, this is going to require an entirely new application with all the fees and everything
I'm
else.
gonna make a decision on whether I'm gonna do it or not.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because
Okay.
it seems like a lot of,
duty.
but yeah.
A lot of hoo-ha for a shed?
Yeah.
We're just trying to secure the snow blower and stuff like that. That's all right, we'll find
figure it
another-
out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, thank you. Thank
All
you.
right,
you may have to give up your office.
Thank you.
You may have to give up your office and put stuff, no, just kidding.
Call and stop by the office. That's what good neighbors are for.
All right, so we're good.
all
That's my
right.
number.
Moving on then,
Okay.
Yes.
we go to the approval of draft minutes from October
But I
6th.
haven't reviewed them yet, so I don't know, I just gave them on tonight.
Right, so we, yeah.
Thank you, nice
If
meeting
you
you.
wanna postpone that, December 2nd, you're welcome to have time.
Looks great.
No, I have a question.
Oh, that's
All
many.
right, moving on.
Well, Elizabeth
You guys have a great night.
Sierpin?
Yeah, it's
Thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
SIERPIEN now. It was incorrect in the application when we submitted it at the
Okay.
very beginning, and I made sure I put also known as, and then I corrected it. You'll see at the end of the minutes of their case, I also noted it again, because when they submitted when Bergeron submitted the application, they spelled the applicant's name wrong on everything. But I had to notice it that way, because that's how the application came in. I couldn't just fix it on my own.
I don't see it, he doesn't hear,
Take
so.
that.
Well, you're doing all right for 93.
Hey.
We're a team.
There you go.
You are, he's right.
Good night.
Good night.
Those were fun, too.
Is it lovely living in small towns?
It's great.
It's great.
Special, isn't it?
I was
This
not
could be a
aware of that,
TV
so
show.
everybody knows.
It is a TV
Yeah.
show.
I didn't
It
think
is
you
a
were.
TV show,
It
yes.
sounds like it was a last minute thing. and
Yeah,
So that-
so if she doesn't come back, then
It's gone.
It's done,
things happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she indicated they may not, they may
So
decide
involved.
not to.
They may
So
not.
now, do I need to do a decision on that?
Oh, she withdrew it.
No, it's
She
withdrawn.
withdrew.
I don't have, I've never had one, so.
Yeah.
it would be.
It's just
There's nothing to
noted as
decide.
withdrawn without prejudice.
Yeah,
Okay,
the end,
okay,
unless we ever see it again.
all right,
All right,
And
I'm reading the minutes, so.
What? What are you thinking?
we'll talk after. Procedural,
Okay.
not an issue that was done, it's a stupid question in my mind. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What if they decide they want the shed where they originally applied for it now? Do they have to renotice and refee
Yeah.
and?
They have to
Yeah.
renotice,
'Cause
but
this-
I probably
Oh.
could keep their application.
The paperwork.
I would charge them another fee, because it would stay the same, even though they
Yeah.
withdrew it, I think I could leave it and not charge them a new application fee, but I'd have to charge them all certified fees again to renotice.
and it has to have a new number, because they withdrew, case number 2407 has been
These are
withdrawn.
consequences of indecision. That's just grown up with stuff. It's all that old thing. It's no
That
fun.
stinks.
Yeah.
But
So, question, we can vote to approve these minutes at the next meeting, along with the minutes from this meeting, since we only received them tonight.
My apologies.
Or it's 6:45.
We could go right through
We
it.
Oh,
could
just-
read
let's
through
just
them
bang
as we
through
go.
them.
I can say, read the first page, okay? Everybody okay with the first page? Read.
Just was saying,
Oh, I
we
just
have a
looked at
quarter of
this.
9 deadline.
Yeah, there's a block of, it's,
We have a quarter of,
yeah.
Just so everybody's aware,
just so everybody's aware.
There's a what?
we have a quarter of 9 deadline.
Like, we can't introduce anything new after.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry to get those.
This is like
feedback.
That's,
It's like
no, no,
War
no,
and Peace
that's
on
okay.
page
So if
3.
you want to get these reviewed tonight, and we'll review them
I
and vote on
promised you I
them.
would have them tonight,
Yes.
done and final.
Personally, I'd like to sit down and spend some time reading it.
Okay, that's
just me,
legit.
But I can go with everybody else
No,
wants.
that's fine, I don't mind. The bulk of it is copying and, bringing the findings and the 5 conditions where Drew said, oh, we'll just cut and paste that and then put in what we want him to say, and that's all.
Yeah, there was a lot of that done.
And the findings of fact, my minutes don't really, they add up to maybe 3 pages total, but it's all the other stuff, the findings.
I'll
To
say
make sure-
next month,
Next month.
because the minutes from this meeting will be fairly short, and
Yes.
I won't be here, so
Right.
it's on you guys.
That was on your mind?
And I'm fine either way. I'm fine if we want to stay and hash it out, or if we want to put it off, give people a chance to read through
There's a
them
lot.
and do that, then.
There's a lot of words. I mean, there's a lot of information, but there's not a lot of words.
Yeah,
Make them less wordy, will you?
Yeah, it's like a lot
She
of words.
can't.
I mean, that's a hell of a
I was
paragraph.
very, very driven on making sure for the record
Yes.
were stated.
Well, this is what goes to the court.
And that's why
Yeah.
I sometimes
Right.
Oh, yeah.
get worried with stuff.
Oh, I'm just giving you.
Absolutely.
You can give me a hard time, that's okay.
No, it's
And
gotta be
that's why I
like
do
that.
it. There's
All right, then I make a motion that we hold off approval until the December meeting
Oh, okay.
December
of the
4th.
October 16th,
Right.
of the October 16th minutes,
Until
December 18th.
December 18th.
Okay, I will be here.
Okay.
at the ZBA meeting, 6 PM. We'll-
At the,
And who's gonna second it?
I will.
Jake, second.
Jake.
And then you vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Unanimous.
And I won't do that again. But
No worries.
You will do what you need to do. You-
Okay, to get through.
I would
it,
rather,
fine.
Kate, I've told you this a million times, I would rather they be right
Yep.
Yeah.
than they be fast.
Yep.
Because again, they go
They
to the
matter.
court
Yeah.
if there's a
And that's
case.
why, yeah.
If they didn't matter, it wouldn't
I
matter.
agree.
I can
Now we have to
honestly
go back
say
to
with
the
this,
budget.
with this board,
Oh, man.
I've
We're gonna
gone
do
to
the budget?
Freedom, I've gone to Tamworth, even though they don't have a zoning board, they go to some meetings. We by far, this board does a way better job than anybody.
It's encouraging.
Well,
Even
you know-
when I was in
you know-
Nashua, way better than ones in
I
Nashua.
tried to go to the
Yes.
meeting on Saturday last weekend. I didn't make it. My car.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I was out of town, I didn't make
My
it.
car my stability track came on and I was not driving into Manchester because I didn't know what was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Right.
Friday night when I gassed up my car, I was driving home and ding, 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 and I'm like, oh no. So I did not make it to the class on Saturday and I was so angry. And I wanted to go because Cordell was teaching part of it about minutes and what to do, what not to do. And
Don't they
I know that-
record
I
those
was just
though?
gonna say that.
I think they record them, and if you were
I have
registered for the
upstairs.
class,
I have
yeah.
everything upstairs, so.
In your spare time, Kate.
But I just wanted to actually go because we went last year, Bill and I went last year.
Yeah.
And I was so mad that I couldn't make it because I didn't trust my car to go that far.
Do you need a wheelbarrow?
All right.
Wheelbarrow?
I don't know, I
Oh.
can't take it till December 6th, so I can't drive in the bad weather, snow or rain.
Jeez.
I just had a
25
wheelbarrow in
budget.
place.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Now we have
I'll
the
default to
budget.
you.
Oh, goody.
All right, moving on then.
The budget.
From the budget, the 2025 budget.
Only thing we had left to do was the attorney fees, which I sent you all, I have it all here, all that documentation.
Tation.
Trying to decide what we were gonna do for a figure on that. That was the
Right.
only thing.
Right.
Can I see it?
You wanna see the budget or you wanna see the,
The attorney fee documentation.
that? This is what I emailed Sharon on October 23rd at 2:40 something. I wrote down the date, but at the time. So I don't know what you came up with from what I sent you.
I didn't see any need to necessarily increase it
Okay.
from last year. But because 90% of what we're doing is all STRs,
Right.
that's in that
And that-
ETF
Right, and that will come back, yes.
or EFT, whatever it is.
So.
Expendable Trust
Trust fund,
Fund.
ETF.
Well, you can see
EFTs are the, Mark.
exactly where the STR issues start. Well, no, 19 was an expensive year.
Yeah.
if there's litigation over something that we do or say, and somebody takes us to court, that's where those fees start to add up pretty fast.
That could have been
Right.
one freebie.
Well, we didn't use this year's,
Well,
We did not
have you
use
seen the
this.
figures?
and that's why,
Have you
that was
seen the
fairly
actual figures?
large for this
Those-
purpose.
Yes.
2019,
Although the
13.5.
selectmen had reduced it by,
1,600.
we had put in for, I
Yeah, but you had no
think,
cases until I came along and then all of a sudden I get like
2022, 4,000.
So it gets just
2023,
dissolved and put in,
yeah, just get whatever, so whatever is in our budget line and we don't use, at the end of the year, it becomes a budget surplus and it goes into the unassigned fund balance.
Unreserved balance.
So it's
Yes.
better to have more budgeted.
No.
Then you give the
It is not-
selectmen
You
the
Better
want-
it
to have
weights
more.
it.
You want to
Okay.
have what you
It looks
believe
lean.
truly you're going to
Right.
need. Because if you budget more, then the taxpayer is paying more money
Right.
up front,
And we're all taxpayers in this.
and we're all taxpayers,
But
right?
yeah,
So, like 2019, the 13.5, if we budget for 5 and then we incur 10 grand,
Correct.
we have to go and ask the taxpayers for more money for our legal budget?
Not necessarily. We have to ask the selectmen for $5,000 more.
So go
And
find
if
it
there are,
somewhere.
and they go find it within the budget, if they can. If they can't and it's an emergency, the unassigned fund balance is only for emergencies, like Colby Road kind of thing.
So what did we say would be a good budget?
What did we had, what, 7,000?
5,500.
We had 5,500?
What we had for 2024,
how much?
5,500.
7,500.
So-
7,500.
7,500. 7,500.
7,500. And
Yeah, I think that that's
So
still,
by the years, 19 was 13.5, 2020 was 5,200. 21 was 1,600,
so,
but that was also COVID and we
Yeah.
didn't have anything.
but hear me on this. We are 3/4 of the way through the year. Any case that's going to be brought that we have to fight next year is based on this year's variances.
Yeah.
And we don't have any.
We could potentially, all those STR cases end up in litigation with those.
But there is a separate fund for STRs.
Yeah, that would
That-
reimburse.
There's $70-something thousand in that fund.
And where does?
So we could essentially budget 2025 with STR litigation or whatever out of your mind.
Completely.
Okay.
And should.
So going by this, 4,500 would be a reasonable amount based on
Previous years. yeah.
based on where we're at in 23, or where we were at in 23 of 4,200. 22 was 4,000. Yeah, 4,000.
Do you disagree?
No, I'm falling asleep. I tell the budget put me to sleep.
My husband says my voice puts him to sleep, so.
If on non-STR stuff,
Correct.
we
are
I
non-STR.
believe we could get away with 4,500 to be safe, based on previous years.
Well, and it would be based on this year, and we don't have any cases this
That
year
we needed.
that we believe will end up in court. We have not denied anything that I believe is gonna end up in court. Do we have any cases pending, Kate,
Excluding STR.
that are non-STRs? Any zoning
In
cases?
court? No.
Or that are gonna go to court?
So we have, no, it's only
Right.
fees this year.
So,
I think the last
and anything that we
one-
would have decided has passed their,
I think the last non-STR case that went to court was Danforth Lane,
Yeah.
Tazak.
Yeah.
right,
And, I mean, I don't think we used $5,000 worth of that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
Danforth Lane
I don't even
is,
remember what year that was.
Danforth Lane's all settled now.
It is, yes. I was
It
just
is.
using that as an example. That,
Do we
I think that was the last
But there's also fees
non-STR
for Chris
to go to
Bolter
court.
Was that 24?
for consultation.
Danforth
Do we
Lane,
Right, and that's where
23?
we think
pay
those
That's what I'm
Some of it was in
Do we
24.
pay our
It was?
Yes, I have
Okay.
billing.
Do we have an
here,
annual retainer?
Chris.
No,
Okay.
No,
Alright,
so
so
he,
do you have
so there isn't a
24
fixed retainer.
no, we have a fixed rate with
Rate,
him,
yes,
a
but
municipal
not a
rate as
retainer.
opposed to his
So
exorbitant.
it is sort of- yeah, the
Lawyer
others,
rate.
no, I know what that is.
Right, so I would be happy to go to, just to hedge a little bit, go to $5,000.
That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Jake Martin,
So,
are you fine with $5,000? I'm thinking,
Yeah.
because of the number of consultations we have
Yeah.
with Chris.
I think 5 would be a safe number.
And we're still saving
Yeah.
$2,500.
Yeah, because anything STR related will be reimbursed from that 80,000 that was voted in.
So 5,000.
5,000,
I think we should make a motion on that budget.
okay? I'm on the budget committee, so somebody else has to make that budget
I
motion.
make a motion that we set the legal line of our budget at $5,000 for 2025.
Second,
Second.
George, all in favor say aye.
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 Good.
Okay. 5K. All right,
I'll expect it in cash or cashier's check. Thank you.
Venmo, baby, Venmo.
Well, now that's taxable over $600.
Cashier's check, I got scammed on some.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to, before we adjourn?
About Kate.
Last year, they did bump you up. Selectmen bumped you up from 75 to 9. I'm
No,
working off, oh yeah, I am. I'm
we
working off 9.
presented 9,
Oh, you did?
and
I
then they
didn't know.
bumped us down to the
Okay,
75.
but I'm working off of 9.
Right, no, yeah, we would not work on, they had bumped us down to the 75.
What have we expended this year
Well, that's
total?
weird, because I'm working off of 9 grand off my, this is. my
That's weird,
budget.
yeah.
What did we
What did we
expend
spend?
in '24?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Right, as of October 16th, when I did this report, I'm at 90%, 90.3% of the legal line.
So,
In dollars, that is
So we've spent
6,000?
$8,128.35. And
but
that's
we haven't been reimbursed for STR.
Right,
STR.
and we
Right,
have about
right, right.
4 grand coming back from that, so that's
Right.
gonna offset
So-
that.
so there's
I
about
have
3
this
grand.
whole-
So
I did
that's
this
That's about 4
report
grand.
myself.
That's about
There you
right.
go.
5 grand's about right.
So going forward, should the legal billings be broken down into STR related and
Yeah.
not?
They do,
They are.
they do,
I
they
do
do.
that already.
But for writing the check purposes, they have to go into that line.
Okay.
And then she requests the funding from the ETF.
Which we haven't done that yet. Linda
Right,
hasn't done that
and she only
yet.
does that like once a
Because she's-
quarter or
I
something.
think because the trustees and all that.
They only-
meet and do.
Yeah.
And they only meet once a
Still learning
month.
all that.
So, okay, so $5,000 should do it.
Yep, I'll give this to Linda tomorrow.
Okay,
And of course, you never know what comes down the pipeline or anything, but you have to have any number to work off of.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a reasonable number based on the last couple of years. Okay, anything else?
Kate, you have anything?
I don't have anything.
All right, then there being no more business,
He's itching to say it.
George,
Make that motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second it.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think it's
Does
a
anyone
record.
ever object to that motion? Does anyone
Not
ever say
even
no? Hang on a minute.
6:59.
I was gonna say, no, hang on, I vote against it.
That threw me for a loop, the withdrawal, I will just say.
Yeah,
I didn't
Well-
expect that.
Put a note on the garage.
Did
house
you,
door.
anybody else meet Lisa before this?
No,
I've
No.
met her.
And I
Job,
just,
but-
you know, when I got there and I looked where this thing was,
It was on top of the,
oh my
Septic
God,
system.
it's right,
It's
yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Georgia
and it's
denied
right on the
their
edge,
application.
all of that erosion.
Right, and they all park right there.
And they
a
all,
very
and I
bad
said, you're
idea."
interrupting your parking situation. Right now, it looks good. And then I said, do you have another area on the other side? And the other side lends itself to, it's,
no one would even know it. You could put it there and
It's out
not
of sight.
tell anybody.
That's a
it's
whole
out of
business.
sight.
Not even us.
It's a whole way.
So
Home business. She
I
lives
felt
in-
bad that, you know, they,
She lives there?
but I
There's an
didn't.
apartment out back.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
funny.
when I got an alarm there at 3 a.m. and she came to the door, I was like, what the hell are you doing here?
Who's that, that lady?
She
Lisa?
lives
The
there.
93-year-old?
No, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa.
No, that's
Lives at the
Ford.
building.
Dina Chenzo, yeah.
She's there
This is
20
Ford.
hours a
She
day.
owned that building. Her husband had a garage there because.
Oh, it was Ward's, whatever,
Well-
Ward's Automotive or
Well,
something.
didn't
and
Phil
then
When I
Roach-
first moved here.
Phil
owned that.
LaRoche ran a property maintenance company out of it.
But he
Right.
didn't own the building?
No.
Oh, that's okay, I didn't know that. I thought he owned the building as well.
Phil?
Phil owned the building.
Phil owned the building.
Phil,
He bought it. He
I
bought
bought
it
it,
from
yeah.
May.
yep.
Yeah, okay, that's what, yeah.
Oh,
He just
from-
didn't- That's May Ward.
Oh, that's
yeah.
May
Yeah,
Ward?
there.
Oh my God. That means I went to
Your
high
cup,
school
Mark,
with.
Mark, your cup.
You went to school with him.
Yes.
I know.
Your cup.
I
Oh my
remember
God.
him.
Okay.
I don't look back to
must love the
70, do I?
How happy are you, Kate?
You went to school, you went to school with me?
I work, so.
Same.
A general, this is nothing.
Yes.
Amateur
No.
test is not
Yeah,
done.
So who the hell was that?
I know my neighbor, it's a couple down the road. They've
That
built
was-
like
she
a
was-
humongous shed.
not
And it's down,
Yeah,
you can't
it's